Good evening, and welcome back to another live edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, family. Welcome back. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's that time of the month. Did I just say that? It's that time when we do new new videos about the moon, okay? All right. What's going on with you today, Matt? Yo, y'all, it's been some crazy energy today. How about what's up there, Bernadette? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We're not doing new moon tonight, y'all. We're doing full moon. The full moon, all right? It's full moon. We got a full moon coming up in Taurus. We're actually starting to hit that full moon phase tonight, but the moon right now is in the sign of Aries. What is up, Cassandra? Thank you for joining. It is going to be in the sign of Taurus on tomorrow night. And a lot of you have been feeling the energies of the seeds that you planted 6 months ago when we were sitting right here doing this new moon in Taurus video, okay? New moon in Taurus in the spring during Taurus season, full moon in Taurus in the fall during Scorpio season. Shout out, happy birthday to all the Scorpios out there. Shout out to my Scorpios. We may be talking to y'all one more time this month because we haven't done the new moon in Scorpio yet. But anyway, it's Scorpio season, y'all. And when you're looking at a full moon during Scorpio season, there's only one sign you're talking about, and that's Taurus. All right. So we're going to be talking about that Taurus energy because y'all know what that Taurus energy is all about. Y'all know what it's all about. All right. Things that we value, things that we love, things that we treasure, things that we cherish. All right. A lot of y'all. I want to be talking to y'all tonight to find out who is seeing the fruits or a harvest of the manifestation seeds that they planted 6 months ago. I might be one of those raising my hand on that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. But we're going to start this party off like we always do. I'm going to hit you all with some royalty-free reggae music, and I'm going to step away and get some of this delicious piping hot tea that I got. All right. Get some tea. I might drink it. I might even, I don't know, y'all. I might even refresh myself with a little bit of apple juice or something on top of that tonight. All right. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford, and we're talking about the full moon in Taurus, y'all. I want to see who's getting what it is that they put down 6 months ago. That's what I want to find out. But what we're going to be doing tonight, y'all, is we're going to be going through the houses to find out, give you an idea of what energy you're going to be looking at in what area of your life based on what house you have Taurus in. And we're going to continue this theme that we started a couple of months ago, where we actually look at the house that is naturally ruled by the sign. And in this case, we're going to be looking at the second house, because the second house is naturally ruled by Taurus. Now, your second house sign may be different, but the prevailing energy of the second house is the energy that, again, everybody's got a different second house ruler per se. Like, for example, my second house ruler would be Mars/Pluto because I'm a Scorpio in the second house. But Taurus is the natural ruler of the second house. So you may be seeing some activations, you may be seeing some manifestations, you may be getting some revelations about things or energy that live in your second house as well. And we're going to be talking about that tonight. Fair Use, what's up? Thank you for joining. But before we do that, y'all, I'm going to put some royalty-free reggae music on for you. And then we're going to, I'm going to step away, get some refreshments. And when I come back, we're going to get this party on and crack a lacking, y'all. You're watching Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Be right back, family. Oh, you got me some steel drums. Okay. All right, y'all, let's take it down. Let's take it on down. Alrighty, steel drums there. That's a good way to close that out. Close out that little preview session. Steel drums sounds real Taurian, right? Since we talking about Taurus energy tonight, somebody got some money coming in here when this Uranus goes retrograde in Taurus. Somebody got some money coming in. Y'all holla at your boy. Y'all holla at your boy if you do. No, I'm good. I'm just gonna celebrate with you. That's all. I ain't don't look. I ain't no handout type of dude. I ain't mad at you if you are, as long as you're giving back somewhere else. What's up, family? We got 15 in the chat. We got Miss Hotshot in the house. Lady Dagger Status. Y'all checking in. Fair use is legendary. She dropped the is legendary part, but we know you still legendary fair use. We know you legendary. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Got my hot tea. But my readers, I don't think I'm going to need them. I ain't trying to look like Professor Matt up in here. You know what I mean? I got them. I don't think I'm going to need them. I don't want to use them anyway. They look kind of weird on camera. They make my eyes look like they're this big. All right. So anyway, what's up, family? Welcome back. All right, let's get this party started, y'all. We are talking about the full moon in Taurus. What does that full moon bring it in? It is bringing in stability, value, and beauty that you can touch. Matt, why did you put beauty that you can touch? Well, for those of y'all that are new to astrology, the planetary ruler for Taurus is Venus, but Venus also happens to rule over another sign, which is Libra. Libra is about beautiful intangibles because it's an air sign, and Taurus is about beautiful tangibles because it is an earth sign. Earth, materials, things that we can touch. You can't really touch the air, so the air is more about beautiful words, beautiful experiences, that sort of thing. Things that, beautiful sights, beautiful sounds, beautiful experiences. That's the Libra thing. Taurus is about cars, fancy cars, the women and the caviar. All right, we ain't pimping all over the world, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I'm kind of giddy because I'm excited to be back on here doing another full moon video with you guys. Full moon video with you guys, all right? So let me read some comments before we get started. We got Cassandra. She said, yep, I'm already claiming it now. It's past due. Oh, yeah. She said the black sun and the red moon. Y'all, it's all kind of stuff happening out here. It is all kind of stuff happening out here. But we ain't talking about the all kind of stuff. We talking about the moon tonight. The full moon in Taurus bringing in stability, value, and beauty that you can touch. All right. In this live stream tonight, family, we will discuss what areas of your daily life that you can expect to see fresh energy of stability and increase of tangible things that add beauty and joy to our lives based on your individual natal chart. All right. All right. Y'all already know what time it is. So let's get the party started. What's up, Simply V? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right. So let me pull up my notes so we can get in and get out. All right. Now I'm going to start us off with a foundational scripture. Some of you all have heard this before. Some of you have heard me make this connection before. I've told y'all once, I've told you 1,000 times, the Bible and the ancient texts from which it was derived, including those that they did not include in the canon, are spiritual in nature, not religious, okay? They're not religious. The religious establishment hijacked them, refashioned them, rebrand them, mixed them up, edited, changed meanings, whatever, and turned it into the doctrine of control. So over here on Maddie's Rap, what we do on Matt D. Talbot channel is we reclaim what's ours and we put it back in its proper order. These are spiritual concepts, okay? Some of them are astrological. So this particular passage of scripture, once I started making the connection between the spiritual aspect and the spiritual natures of the scripture and what's written, this one jumped off the page at me. This foundational scripture tonight is going to come again from the book of Matthew. All right. I want y'all to know something for the new people watching. I don't choose the book of Matthew because my first name, because it matches my first name. There just happen to be a lot of gems in the book of Matthew. Okay. It's the first one of the 4 gospels. And it just happens to be one of my favorites. So this one is coming from Matthew chapter 6. All right. Let's bring that up on the screen. And y'all are going to see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. Where's my Bible study app? You know what? Let me bring up the scripture first so I'm not turning to it. Oh, you know what? I'm already there. Good. All right. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for being here. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody? I don't know where you guys are watching from, but the weather has been a little bit crazy here in the Southeast. Okay. It's been a little bit crazy. So it's cold at night and it kind of gets mildly warm during the day. But anyway, I don't know where you're watching from, but leave it in the comments under the video if you're watching this on demand. My chat people, I kind of know a lot of y'all are hailing from because y'all are regulars up in here. All right, here we go. All right, Matthew 6. We're going to read chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. And verse 21 is the kicker. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Okay, that was Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. And you know, when you're talking about the second house and when you're talking about Taurus, there's a lot of treasure that matches that language, okay? Taurus is all about treasures. The second house is all about things that we treasure, things that we value. So the instruction here is to lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth where moth and rust do corrupt and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven. That's the spiritual aspect of it, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt and where thieves do not break through nor steal. And the kicker, once again, is verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. I'm going to make that astrological connection for you guys right now. What's up, Bella? Thank you for joining. Okay, here we go. Jumping over to my notes. That was the foundational scripture. And again, that was Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 through 21. Now, your treasure, talking about treasure, all right? Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where does your treasure live in your natal chart? It lives in the second house. Your treasure lives in the second house of your natal chart. Okay? The second house, of course, is governed by the constellation of Taurus. Okay? So, pardon me just a moment. Confirmation burps coming through already. Okay? Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. What you treasure based on what sign you have in your second house, and of course, what abundance you could be seeing manifest over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be getting to that in just a minute. But let me talk about that verse 21 for just a moment. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Do y'all understand how, or do you understand how that connection, how we make that connection? I would be willing to bet right now that whatever sign you have in your second house, you have an affinity for the energy that matches that sign. You have an affinity for the energy that matches that sign in some way, shape, or form, whatever that is. I'm going to talk about that as I go through these houses right now. And these will be time stamped. So what we're going to do first is we're going to continue the theme of going, looking at the house that is ruled by that particular constellation that the moon is in. Tonight, of course, we're talking about Taurus. So we're going to continue that theme of looking at the house through the signs. Tonight, we're talking about the second house. So I'm going to go through the signs, Aries all the way through Pisces in the second house. We're going to talk briefly about that, okay? What you treasure based on that sign. So whatever sign you have in the second house, we're going to talk about what you treasure, okay? And then once we're done with that, we're going to do the traditional thing that we've been doing since early this year, actually dating back to, January, since January. We're going to go through the houses and talk about what you might expect or what you could be seeing or what perhaps the manifestation of what you planted in that, into the ether back when we have the full moon or the new moon in Taurus back in the spring. Okay, so let's go down through these houses. And again, this will be time stamped. All right, so we're looking at, let's say 1740 to start this off with Aries. You got Aries in your second house. You got Aries in your second house, okay? What do you treasure based on the sign that you have in your second house? If you have Aries in your second house, you probably treasure passionate leadership energy. You probably treasure boldness. You probably treasure direct head-on type, don't beat around the bush with me type energy. That's Aries. Aries is the ram. It goes in, it goes charging in. It's a little bit impulsive. It's a little bit impulsive. Impulsive can be good. Impulsive could be detrimental if you don't have it under control. But if you have Aries in your second house, you probably treasure and value people, things, or whatever that have to deal with that fiery, passionate boldness. You probably treasure things that are bold. You might be somebody that, you might be somebody that treasures bold flavors within your diet. You might treasure bold flavors. You might treasure bold people. You might treasure people. You might value people that don't bite their tongue, so to speak. They shoot straight from the hip. They go straight at it. No beating around the bush. You also treasure appearance. Okay, if you've got Aries in your second house, you're probably somebody that treasures appearances. Okay, the Aries rules over the first house of appearance. So if you have Aries in the second house, you probably value a bold appearance, a striking statement, with somebody that makes a bold, striking statement with their appearance. You probably, fellas, ladies, you probably like somebody when you're talking, and things that we value, sometimes that has to deal with what we value in others as well. So you probably value bold, fiery, passionate people. Okay, like when during your dating life or whatever, you might value that. You might just hold that near and dear. And this is not to be mistaken with the eighth house, because the eighth house, the things that turn us on live in the eighth house. Okay, y'all know that eighth house is the natural eighth house ruler is Scorpio. So the things that turn us on, the things that get our juices flowing, that tends to live in the eighth house. But I'm just talking about things that you value, you treasure, you hold near and dear. You probably hold near and dear appearances, bold appearances, bold statement. You probably like things that reflects passion, things that reflect strength, even military type stuff. I mean, if you got Aries in the second house, you might be somebody that loves to collect guns, medieval weaponry, whatever. You might have a sword collection, anything of that nature. Those are things that you value, things that have to deal with the warrior, the inner warrior, the passionate, the bold leadership. You probably value the color red. You probably like red a lot. That's just some thoughts, okay? If you have Aries in your second house. So, and then with this particular new moon, I keep saying new moon, with this particular full moon in Taurus, you could be seeing some themes around, you could be seeing some themes around competition a little bit. Competition is kind of fifth house, but with Aries ruling over the sign of Mars, Mars ruling over the sign of Aries, that's competitive fighting, that kind of energy too. So conflict in a good way, not necessarily always in a bad way, whatever. But you could be seeing something, and I'm going to be getting more specific when I get into Taurus through the houses. But Aries in the second house, you may with this full moon, you may have something that's coming in that is in the area of I don't know, y'all, just collecting something that just is a reflection of or bringing in something that reflects your love and your passion for strength, boldness, just that ram energy, that force, that muscle, that that it's difficult to describe, unless you got that Aries energy in you. You know what I'm talking about. It's just that fire, that fiery leadership passion. All right. I'm gonna move on from that. Because we're talking about things that you might treasure as well. So that's kind of where I want to keep this before I move on into the other area. So and with this full moon, the full moon is about things that we see. It's about illumination. It is about clear sight. Okay, the new moon is dark. It's not no illumination at all. We get surprises during the new moon. The full moon, we see it. It appears. It comes in a lot of times as things that we sort of expect. Sometimes things that we expect to see come in during the new moon, full moon, versus the new moon, where sometimes we get hit with the unexpected because the new moon represents no illumination, a dark nighttime sky. Full moon, you go outside at night, you can see the ground. That's sort of the things that you look at energetically as well with regards to these moon cycles. Okay, let me move on into Taurus, and let me move this window over so I can see my time marker. Let's move over to Taurus in a second, and that's going to be 2222. If you have Taurus in your second house, your natural, your Aries first house, you got all of the natural placements. So you got the natural second house ruler if you have Taurus in the second house, and you just value things that are of a luxury nature. You value things that are of a luxury nature. You value the things that are considered to be creature comforts, the things that make you feel, Taurus and Cancer are kind of similar. Though, because they both like, Taurus and Cancer both like to be at home. But Taurus energy is a little bit more me focused, where Cancer energy is more family focused. And I'll be getting into that in just a few minutes here. But with Taurus in your second house, you probably value luxury items, things that are beautiful, beautiful, tangible things. You know what I mean? Beautiful, tangible things. You probably value nice luxury fabrics, clothes, cars, jewelry, that sort of thing. Things that are like physical, that you probably like to go shopping and get like new perfumes, colognes, that sort of thing, watches, anything that is considered to be a luxurious, tangible. You probably value money. You probably value real estate, property. I know a lot of people put real estate in the fourth house. I like to look at the fourth house when it comes to real estate as a single home. When I'm looking at real estate in a second house sense, I'm talking about acquisition. So you're talking about acquisition of property, properties, plural, all of that. So those are some of the things that you're looking at with the second house. So if you got somebody, if you got Taurus in your second house, you could be getting some during this full moon. You could be getting some new stuff, some new tangibles that are going to make you happy, make you feel good. Things that's going to bring you joy. Hey, yeah, I got that. I got that thing. That's that Taurus second house energy. Okay. So I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep this moving. That's Taurus in the second. So if you got Taurus in the second house, you're somebody that values luxury items. You just do. You value luxury items, luxury things, luxury tangibles, gold, silver, diamonds, jewelry, precious metals, that sort of anything bling. You love that if you got Taurus in the second house. And you may be seeing some of that stuff come into your reality during this full moon and Taurus cycle. Okay. Let's go 2440. If you're talking about Gemini in the second now, 2440. If you got Gemini in your second house, okay, Gemini is the energy of communication. It's the energy of knowledge. It's the energy of learning. Okay, so if you have Gemini in the second house, you probably value gaining knowledge or reading about things that are going to increase value to you. You probably value information. You place a high value. You place a premium on information, and typically information that's going to lead to more things, more material possessions. You value if you've got Gemini in the second house, you're probably somebody that likes to read the Wall Street Journal, or read about stocks and bonds and mutual funds and sort of things that have to deal with finance. You probably love learning about things like that, reading about things like that. So you probably got some financial books. You probably are somebody that goes to seminars or attends seminars or virtual classes or things that have to deal with that provide information on increasing wealth, also increasing real estate. You might, second house, again, a lot of astrologers put real estate in the fourth house, but I think single home, I think what's inside the home things that are part of the home with the fourth house. But when I'm talking second house in real estate, straight up acquisitions, baby. You probably love reading about investing, learning about investing. So that's what you value if you got Gemini in the second house, and you may be seeing some things coming into your reality. So you may be receiving some information that's going to help you increase the things that you have. Okay, increase your material possessions, increase your wealth. You may be getting some information that comes into you during this full moon cycle. All right, let's move on to the Cancer in a second. We're going to say 2630. 2630. If you have Cancer in your second house, then you value things that are of emotional nature. You value things that have to deal with family. You probably value family heirlooms. You probably have perhaps some things that were passed down from previous generations. Oh, you know what? My grandfather gave this to my daddy and he gave it to me, or my great grandmother gave this to my grandmother. My grandmother passed it down to my mom. My mom passed it down to me. You probably have things that have to deal with family lineage, ancestral roots, things that were passed down. You could have a home that was you could own a home that was passed down, or that was kept in the family, or you could have somebody that has a piece of land that has stayed in the family for several generations, or things of that nature. So things that have to deal with home. You value family time if you got Cancer in your second house. You value emotional depth too. I know sometimes people look at emotional depth like that's more Scorpio, and that is true, but emotions are ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So when you're talking about that Cancer in the second house, you love, you value and treasure things that and remember the scripture said, where your treasure is, there is where your heart will be also. So we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. Okay, but again, in that second house, that's where your treasure lives. So you have a heart for just things that have to deal with your family. You love family time. You love spending time with your family, your immediate family, your extended family. And you also are someone that is, you could be someone who's guarded with your emotions. Okay, because that second house is about security as well. We don't talk enough about that, but that second house is about security and about stability as well. So you're probably somebody that holds family near and dear. You don't like family business. You don't talk about that out in the street. That's something that you treasure, you hold close to your heart. Okay, so that's Cancer in the second. And you may be getting an increase, or you may be receiving something that is going to increase that during this particular full moon cycle. Okay, receiving, remember I said receiving stuff. Okay, the baby appears in the first house, that's Aries. The stuff that we give the baby, the gifts, the gifts being brought to the manger, that's that second house, that's that Taurus stuff. Hey, this is your stuff. Okay, the first house is, this is who I am. The second house is, this is what I have. Okay, pardon me. Okay, so that's Cancer in the second. Also, if you got Cancer in the second, you got an emotional attachment to your things as well. If you have Cancer in the second, you have an emotional attachment to things, and you like Taurus in the second, Cancer in the second, Taurus second, Cancer in the second. Y'all don't play about your things. You do not play about your things like that. You have an emotional attachment to physical things that you value. Okay, that's Cancer in the second as well. So you could be getting something in that you're going to have a new emotional attachment to, that has to deal with home, family. Could be good cooking too. You got Cancer in the second. I didn't talk about this with Taurus either, but Taurus as well. You got Cancer or Taurus in the second house. You value and treasure good food. You do. You treasure. You have a heart for good cooking. All right. If somebody invites you over and they can cook, you're over there. Or you might be the person that cooks it and brings it over there because you value that sort of thing. Okay. So let's move on. Let's go to 3005. If you got Leo in your fourth, 3005. All right. If you got, I said Leo in your fourth, Leo in the second. If you have Leo in the second house, you got a heart for romance. Okay. You got a heart for just having fun. That's when you treasure things that are that bring joy into your life, period. So that's a good match if you have Leo in your second house, because Leo is the natural ruler over the fifth house, which is where things that we do for fun and things that we do that just bring us enjoyment, where that lives. Things that bring out our inner child, where that lives. So you value things of that nature. You got a heart for children if you got Leo in your second house as well. You don't play about kids. You do not play about children. You don't play about, especially your own. That's Leo. Leos are very family oriented. Okay, they get some of that rub off from the previous sign, which is Cancer. So you place a high value on also artistic creations, things that are artistic, things that are artistic. You probably love, you probably value arts. You may have some nice sculptures, some nice art pieces in your house, or you're the type of person where you might go to an art gallery and look for something new to bring into your house, or you may create something that is just that you find beautiful. You could be very artistic if you have Leo in your second, because you want to create these tangible things that you can look at and just place a premium on. Say, hey, this is something I created with my hands, and I got a high value on it. And again, because passion and romance live in that second house, you probably love. You would love, not in the sense that a Libra would, but you love the chase. You love that. Leos love that chase. They love that passion, that pursuit. They love to be pursued, and they love to pursue objects of their desire. That's Leo. They place a high value on adoration. That's Leo energy. That's that sun energy. Okay. You also place a high value on confidence and fearlessness. Confidence, fearlessness, and inner strength. Okay. Those are some of the things that you value with Leo in your second house. You place a high premium on that. Where a treasure is, there's where a heart will be also. So that you have a heart for that if you got Leo in your second house. Okay. And I'm not trying to do an exhaustive list, y'all. I'm running through this because y'all know the primary when we do these full moon videos is talking about whatever sign that moon is in the houses. So I'm just flying through these second house placements just to give you guys some ideas. We're talking about things that you treasure based on what your second house sign is. And you could be seeing some of those things appear during this full moon cycle. Okay. 3255, Virgo in the second. 3255. Okay. If you got Virgo in your second house, then you value Virgo is ruled by Mercury as well. So you're also somebody that values information. Virgos get information to improve. They get information to improve things because Virgos value, they value order. They value things being neat. They value things being in their proper place. Virgos, they value things being organized. Okay. And Virgo also rules over the sixth house of health. So if you've got Virgo in your second house, you place a high value on health, on physical health. Okay. You place a high value on things being neat. So if you've got Virgo in your second house, you probably treasure material things that help you to get organized. If you got Virgo in the second house, you're probably somebody that goes out and buys you love to shop at container stores. You like to go to these craft stores like Michael's or whatever and I'm not plugging Michael's because they're not paying me or whatever, but I'm just using that for an example. You probably, with Virgo in your second house, you probably love to go and buy like color coded things, markers, and you probably like to buy day planners and things of that nature. Then you treasure physical, tangible goods that help you do Virgo type things. Just get organized and schedule things and help you improve your daily tasks. Okay. Those are the things that you treasure with Virgo in that second house. Okay. So again, you place a high premium on health. You place a high premium on being neat and organized. And you are someone that is going to acquire things that help you with that. You probably like to buy exercise equipment. You probably like to buy things that you might be someone that likes to shop at health food stores. Okay. Or purchasing supplements, or you might even be somebody that, just has likes to buy things that have to deal with skincare. A lot of people look at that as beauty and appearance and first house stuff. But guess what? If there's a health issue with the skin, like acne or anything that might cause blemishes or something, then Virgo's going to look at that too and take care of that, because Virgo is always looking at the details. It's like, hey, you know what? I noticed this thing right here. This might help you take care of that dark spot that you have on your back that you want to get rid of, or that's that Virgo energy. They not only want to improve their environments and their spaces, but they also like to help people improve their health. So you are probably someone that just treasures and places a high value on things that have to deal with helping you to get organized, things that help you to analyze. You might be someone that purchases programs that help you learn how to again, organize or get information that is going to help you analyze things. That sort of thing with Virgo in that second house. So these are things that you treasure, and these are things that you're going to look for, physical things that are going to help you with that particular experience. Okay, we're going to move on to Libra in a second, and we're going to call it 3610. 3610. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. We're going to get to the main event in just a moment. If you got Libra in the second house, then you are someone that places a high value on partnerships. You place a premium on things being balanced, things being even, things being equal. Libra rules over the seventh house, and that is where partnerships live. But Libra energy is the energy of balance, justice scales, that sort of thing. So you are someone, if you got Libra in the second, you may also be someone that likes to perhaps purchase things that have to deal with legal matters. You might buy books that have to deal with the law. Again, when you're talking second house energy, you're talking about tangible things. So you might be someone that likes to buy legal books, law books. You might also be someone who purchases things that have to deal with relationships. Okay, you might purchase. You might be somebody that purchases jewelry for your significant other. You might like to buy things or bring things that into your relationship experience. Okay, you place a high value on partnerships, a high value on relationships. People like to say that Libras are in love with being in love. Okay, Libras ruled by Venus. Okay, we talked about that. So you're kind of at home to a degree with Libra in the second house, because your second house ruler is Venus, and Venus is the natural ruler of the second house anyway. Though Libra is more about the experience thing, and Taurus is more about the tangible things. So you blend those two worlds together. Hey, is there something that I can buy for my partner? Is there something I can give to my partner to show my appreciation for them? You may also be someone that purchases things that have to deal with businesses. Businesses are ruled by Libra energy, because that's a seventh house function. Libra rules over the seventh house. So if you've got Libra in the second, you place a high premium on business partnerships as well. Okay, so Libra, that partnership energy, these are some things. So you may be acquiring some physical things to bring into your business. Okay, things that now again, that's a little bit of a blend there, because you're talking about the intangible nature of Libra being in the tangible second house. Okay, so you may be someone that again purchases things. When I'm thinking things and purchasing things and partnerships, I'm thinking about like information, like books, things that you can handle or things that you can hold and handle. So sometimes that's kind of going to be a little bit of that Gemini energy. And you notice that Gemini is about learning and books and material. Well, guess what Gemini has in common with Libra? Both are air signs. Air signs deal with information. They deal with information. They deal with communication. They deal with thought. They deal with logic. They deal with philosophy, that sort of thing. So you place a high value on business relationships. You place a high value on romantic relationships. You might place a high value on marriage. So you could be buying things and just bringing things into your experience that have to deal with marriage and just your relationships, and anything that's got to deal with the relationship. If it's a tangible marker or memoirs, memorabilia, you might even like photographs or pictures of maybe this is where me and my partner were when we traveled to this location or whatever. We took this picture in the Bahamas or whatever. We went on a safari, and here's some things we brought back. Just things that remind you of that partnership. Okay, things that remind you of that relationship, things that remind you of that partnership. And also legality, as Libra rules over legal things, so you could place a high value on things that have to deal with a legal nature as well. All right, so those are just some themes for Libra in the second house. Now, and you may see some of those themes come active or activate with this full moon in Taurus energy here. Scorpio in the second house. Okay, Scorpio in the second house. If you have, and that is 4006. We're going to say 4006. 4006. If you got Scorpio in the second house, you value transformation. You place a high value on transformation. You place a high value on privacy. If you're someone that has Scorpio in the second house, you're someone who also treasures privacy. You treasure secrecy. You don't like to. You're more comfortable. You're more at home. You're more in love with. Hey, you know what? Let's keep this secret. This is not something I want. I don't want everybody in my business, especially with Scorpio in the second house. You are very secretive about your money. Okay. You're very secretive about your money, about your material possessions. You don't want everybody knowing what you got. Okay. Scorpio energy is that energy of they love mysteries. They love secrets. You like to keep what you have a mystery. Your bank accounts, you like to keep that a mystery. That is a very interesting placement. If you got Scorpio in the second house, you place a high value on Scorpio energy. You might treasure people that have Scorpio energy. Okay. That and I didn't touch enough on that in the other houses too. You find that you tend to gravitate, and again, it's really easy to kind of get this confused with the eighth house a little bit, because the eighth house is things that we're magnetically attracted to. But remember, the eighth house and the second house live on the same axis. Okay, 180 degrees apart. House 2, house 8, they're 180 degrees apart. So with Scorpio in the second, you are opposite that Taurus energy. So you're that whole Libra, you're a Libra rising if you got Scorpio in the second, and that whole Libra first house energy is about the energy of opposites, because you've got the opposite sign in that natural house or whatever. So you're dealing with Scorpio in the second. You also may treasure things of a sacred energy exchange nature as well. That might be something that you treasure. So you may be somebody that purchases things of that nature. I don't know. You could be. That's your business if you do, because you value your secrecy, right? If you got Scorpio in the second house. But transformation. You like things that help you to transform. Okay. Anything that has to deal with transformation, anything that has to deal with alchemy, anything that has to deal with secrecy and privacy, you place a high value, a high premium on that. So those are some of the things that you value and you treasure if you have Scorpio in your second house. So with this full moon cycle in Taurus, this full moon in Taurus cycle, you could be seeing some of those themes come into your reality in a tangible sense. Okay, in a tangible sense, whatever that means to you. All right, we're going to move on to Sagittarius in a second. We're going to say 4250. You got Sagittarius in your second house. 4250. If you have Sagittarius in your second house, you place a high premium. Again, Sagittarius is a fire sign like Aries, okay, like Leo. So when you're dealing with fire in that second house, fire in that second house is all about activity, action. So you place a high premium with Sagittarius in the second. You place a high premium on travel. You love travel, so you're someone that's going to buy tickets to go places. That's just what you're going to do. Okay, Sag in the second, that's going to be a Scorpio rising in most cases. You got Sagittarius in the second. You treasure travel. You treasure higher knowledge. You treasure wisdom. You treasure things that have to deal with enlightenment. You place a high premium on things that are foreign. Okay, you might be someone that loves to travel, and you got a heart for traveling. You got a heart for foreign culture. You have a heart for things that are of that tap into that higher wisdom, that higher consciousness. So you are someone that you treasure things of that nature. So again, with that Sagittarius being in that fire sign, and it's on that same axis with Gemini, you might like to purchase books or whatever, or education or some sort of training that elevates your mind, elevates your consciousness, helps with wisdom. You might also treasure teaching. Okay, you might treasure sharing your knowledge. Okay, Gemini soaks up knowledge. They also like to talk about it, but Sagittarius goes off and they teach what they learned. Okay, that's the opposite side of that. So those are some things that you value. If you have Sagittarius in the second house, you also may value religion. Okay, you may have a high premium that you place on religion, but keep in mind, there's been muddying of the waters that has taken place over the last few thousand years on this planet, where religion has moved from the ninth house and they've made it a Saturnian thing. It is all about, religion is supposed to be about freedom, expansion, and enlightenment, the higher mind, higher consciousness. That is the natural place for religion in the ninth house. But what the world system has done is they've corrupted it and made religion a Saturnian function. 10th house, okay, Saturn, restriction, heavy, rewards versus punishment. That is not what it is naturally. So naturally, remember, it's about spirituality, the spirituality aspect of religion, the religion that quote unquote Christ, or the Christed one, was teaching, that got him in trouble with the religious establishment of his day. Okay, that's that real religion, energy, frequency, vibration, things that have to deal with expansion of consciousness, not the constriction of it. Anytime you're dealing with fear is constrictive. Okay. Enlightenment is expansive. Okay. Love, that's expansive. So anything that's any religious system that is rooted in fear, and this is what's going to happen to you if you do this, you're going to go in hell. That's not that expansive ninth house function. Okay. So with you being someone who has Sagittarius in your second house, you're probably someone that likes to buy things that help you to learn about spirituality and higher consciousness, and not to be muddied with Pisces, because that's spirituality too. But again, I was having this conversation with someone a couple days ago. Sagittarius energy does not get enough credit for how spiritual it is. Okay. So let me move on. I know I spent a little bit more time on Sagittarius in a second for some reason, but again, those are things that you value if you have Sagittarius in your second house. So you may be getting some things that appear into your reality during this full moon cycle that feed that add to that treasure, but tangible. Remember, the second house is about tangible things. Okay. So things that we value, and it's not I don't want to get too caught up in that, because the second house is things that we value, things that we love, things that we appreciate, things that we hold near and dear. Those things are not always tangible. So I don't want to muddy it too much, though. We do have physical, tangible items, material things that you can touch, because Taurus is an earth sign. Though we do have that, remember, Taurus sits on that axis with Scorpio. So Taurians are spiritual as well. It's just that spiritual side of it is subdued. Okay. Just like if you flip it, you talk about the very spiritual sign of Scorpio. What you don't see, what's a little bit more subdued or underplayed with Scorpio, most Scorpios that you know, they love to dress nice. Dressing nice is a Taurian theme. Okay. I shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother. His whole ever since we were kids, he loves to go and buy fashionable, trendy things. I'm by comparison to me, I like more traditional type clothing, but I'm a Capricorn, so Capricorn deals a little bit more tradition. I was the type of guy that likes to buy clothes that I could still be wearing 10 years from now. My brother, whatever is the hottest thing this year, what's going to be hot this year, maybe going into next year, he wants it. Then boom, he's switching out to the next thing, but he going to be fly. His whip going to be fly. His clothes going to be fly. That's my brother. He's a Scorpio, but you don't see that Taurian side of Scorpios. That side gets underplayed a little bit. So when you see a Scorpio, you typically see somebody who dresses nice. Well, on the flip side, when you're dealing with that Taurus energy, you see somebody who's spiritual too, but it's a little bit more subdued. So you got to remember that astrology and the universe as a whole is a study of opposites. Okay. So let me move on. I spent way too much time over there in Sagittarius. Moving on, 4840. If you have Capricorn, and I hope somebody got something out of that. A lot of times what happens, not just with myself, but other spiritual content creators, when you sort of find yourself stuck on one theme, that's the spirit taking over, and it's for somebody that's watching. So hopefully that's for whoever got Sagittarius in your second house out there, that's for you. Okay. And that's going to be one of my Scorpio risings probably. So anyway, again, let me change that time marker to 4904. If you have Capricorn in your second house, you value hard work. You do. You value hard work. You value achievement. Okay. All the earth signs are hard workers. They are. But with Capricorn goes the distance. So if you have Capricorn in your second house, Capricorn is also they're the achievers. When people hear Capricorn energy, they think, okay, this is somebody they're going to be successful. It's probably going to be later in life. They're probably going to go through some things to get that success. But when they hit it, it's going to hit big. Okay. That's Capricorn energy. So if you have Capricorn in the second house, you value endurance. You place a high premium on endurance. You place a high premium on patience. You place a high premium on ability to overcome and achieve. You place a high premium on problem solving capabilities. Okay. You place a high premium on success. So with Capricorn in your second house, you're somebody that values things that are going to add to that, things that are going to help you be successful. Those are things that you want to acquire. People that have Capricorn in the second house, that's a Sag rising in most cases. You got Capricorn in your second house. You love to get things that are going to help you be successful. Those are your self-help book people. Those are your self-help book people. People that have Capricorn in the second house. Why? Because they want to overcome something. Virgo in the second house too. Virgo in the second house too, because they, you know, they're problem solvers too, but more tactical versus strategic, more short term versus long term with the Capricorn. But Capricorn, that second house, you're that's somebody else is probably going to go sign up for a course that's going to help them be successful. Okay, that somebody else is probably going to sign up for a course that's going to help them to be successful. So you also value money. Okay, you also value money. When people think Capricorn, they think, man, Capricorns love money. You know, well, that's true, but you know that Capricorn I statement is I use. So Capricorn energy is all about resources. They don't value money just to have money. That's more of a Taurian theme. Hey, I got money, I got coins around me. That's more Taurian. Capricorn is I use money. I use money to solve a problem. I use money to be successful. I use money to achieve something. So the money for Capricorn, the Capricorn love of money is to solve a problem, is to provide something, okay? To provide something. That's that Capricorn love of money. It's not money just to have money. Those Capricorns say, okay, I got money so I can do this with it. This is what I can do with it. This is what I can fix with it. This is the problem I can solve. This is what I can fix that's broken. So yeah, you do value money if you have Capricorn in the second house, but you value it because there is something that you need to do with it. There's something that you want to do with it, and it's usually something big. It's usually something big. You want to do something big for somebody, for yourself, for your family, whoever. It's all about achieving and problem solving. So those are some things that you value. If you have Capricorn in the second house, you're a second house Capricorn, you probably value people who are Capricorns, okay? Whatever that second house sign is, you tend to like people. You tend to enjoy being around people that have that energy as well. That's just something that I've noticed, okay? Just something I've noticed. It's just something I've noticed. So whatever sign you got in your second house, and y'all can put this in the chat. I can't see any comments right now because I got it covered, but y'all can put this in the chat. Whatever sign you got in your second house, tell me if you actually find yourself enjoying the company of people that have that sun sign. Okay. I got, again, I'm a Libra rising. I have Scorpio in the second house. I love people that have that sun sign. They love me. Some of my best friends to this date are Scorpios. I got a partner right now, Scorpio. I call him up, yo, man. Hey, you want to go hit the tennis court? Whatever we do, he's another tennis fan like me. So we can talk tennis all day, but some of my boys, some of my best homies throughout history, some of my best friends, male and female, have been people with Scorpio on the sun, moon, or ascendant. So that again, if you have whatever sign you have in the second house, put it in the chat and let us know if you enjoy being in the company of people that have that sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign. Okay, but those are some themes that if you have Capricorn in the second. All right, you got Aquarius in your second house. You got Aquarius in your second house. Why are we talking the second house, Matt, for the people that are just joining in late? Why are we talking second house with a full moon in Taurus? Well, because Taurus is the natural ruler of the second house. So you're going to see these themes as well. We tend to, a lot of astrologers tend to focus on the sign in the house. Okay, a lot of them like to focus on, for example, whatever sign that moon is in, they like to go through the houses for that particular sign. But remember, astrology is a study of opposites. So there's always going to be more than one energy present in a person, place, or thing. There's always going to be more than one energy because the universe is not singular. The universe is a balance of opposites. It's zeros and ones. For my binary code people, zeros and ones. Okay, it is masculine and feminine. There's no such thing as masculine energy without feminine energy. Okay, they have to exist in order for there to be existence. Okay, it shows up at the atomic level. You got the masculine proton, the feminine electron, and the neutral neutron. So those things have all of those energies have to be present. So it's a study of opposites. This is why I look at the dominant house and then I go through the signs through the houses. So that's for the new people. Now, 5450. If you have Aquarius in your second house, you value innovation. You value technology. You place you've got a heart for technology. You got a heart for innovation. But bigger than that, you have a heart for people outside of yourself. You have a heart for the greater collective. You have a heart. You have you value, you treasure things that help to set humanity free. You value freedom. I didn't mention that with Sagittarius in the second house. That's the other sign of freedom as well. But Aquarius in the second, you value freedom, and not just for yourself, for everybody. If you see any people's groups, whatever that group, it could be a group of animals. You got animal lovers in the that have Aquarius energy as well. Now, animal love goes in Virgo as well. That goes with Virgo. That also goes with the sixth house. But we're talking about Aquarius, and Virgos and Aquarians are a lot alike because they serve others. They love to serve others. They live to serve others. They exist to serve others. So one of them just does it in an airy way, and the other one does it more in an earthy way. Okay, but anyway, if you got Aquarius in the second house, you place a high premium on freedom for humanity. You place a high premium on innovation, on technology. Okay, those are themes that you place a high value on going against the grain. Hey, you know what? I know that this is the grain. I know that this is tradition, but this could be done better. There's a better way to do this. Let's do it this way. Those are some things that you value as an Aquarius. So if you're an Aquarius, you might be somebody that loves technology, tangible technology. Okay. Things that have to deal with information, whether it be you might be somebody that likes to get the latest cell phone, the latest computer, the latest tablet, the latest electronic sort of thing, music, anything that has to deal with innovation and breaking free from the norm. Those are themes that you value. So you may see some tangible things come into your existence, into your reality that help you to better represent group participation. And again, with Aquarius in the second house, Aquarius rules over the 11th house of groups. Okay, groups, organizations. So that's something that you value. Organizations, you value group memberships, things that are about, hey, let's come together. Let's come together and solve a humanitarian problem, an us problem, not just a me problem, but an us problem. Remember, Aquarius sits across from Leo. Leo is that, y'all know a Leo when you go to a party. They're going to be the ones doing that with the selfie. They're going to be the one with the selfie stick with a whole group of people taking pictures with everybody. Again, that's a little bit of that Aquarius. Again, that subdued Aquarius energy that you see in every Leo. In every Leo, there's a little bit of hidden Aquarius. And in every Aquarius, it's a little bit of hidden Leo. Okay. Leo is that passionate, fiery energy. So guess what? Aquarians are passionate and fiery about helping people outside of themselves and helping larger groups. So you may be coming into something tangible, even perhaps, that helps you with that, a piece of tech. I don't know. Put it in the chat if you're already seeing this. Okay. That's Aquarius in the second house. And lastly, 5820. If you have Pisces in your second house, you value your imagination. You value things that are of a spiritual nature. You value things that are that deal with the psyche. You also value generosity. Like Pisces is naturally ruled, or in traditional astrology, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So you value giving things to other people. You value being benevolent. That's the other thing. I didn't mention that about Sagittarius, y'all. Astrology is so vast. We tend to sort of stick with what is familiar with us, but or things that we love as astrologers or astrologists. It's really vast. So if you hear me backtrack, it's because I'm seeing a similar theme in another sign. Okay, so with Pisces in that second house, you're somebody that values doing for others, but you also value the imagination. You value the higher mind. You value spirituality. You may be somebody that values just things that have to deal with even perhaps past life knowledge, or things that have to deal with the ancestors, anything that has to deal with that 12th house. That 12th house is where things that are hidden from us even sometimes live. So that and again, Pisces also rules over that 12th house that has to deal with the subconscious and the psyche as well. So you probably just value that. You could be someone that values things like tarot, astrology, things of that nature. So if you got Pisces in your second house, you may own some tarot decks. You may be somebody that has astrology journals. You may be somebody that has different types of spiritual systems that you deal with or whatever. You may have books or artifacts or things that have to deal with that. So these are just things that you value. You value the imagination and just always creative thinking. Pisces are creative as well. They don't get enough credit for their creativity. Remember, Pisces rules over the 12th house, which is the final house before we go back to the first house, which is Aries. So every sign passes off something to the sign that's coming after it. So when you talk about Pisces imagines, and then it passes it off to the first house so that it can come into appearance. That's how that works. I'm not going to go through the whole cycle, but that's just Pisces. So they love things. They're very creative as well. A lot of Pisces. I know a lot of people with Pisces placements that are brilliant musicians. Brilliant musicians. Okay. They're very creative. They don't get enough credit for their but their creativity is tied to their imagination. It is tied to their imagination, and just, unlike the creativity that you see with Leo. Leo deals with it. It's ruled by the sun, so it's things that we see. Leo might be this brilliant artist that can paint a scene that they see. Well, a scene that they see physically, but that Pisces, they're going to paint the scene that they see in their mind's eye. So that's a little bit different there. But you may value things that are of an abstract art nature as well. Abstract art, because the abstract art has to deal with that subconscious, that psyche. So those are just some themes with Pisces in the second house. And Pisces sometimes can lend to escapism. So you might be somebody that values substances that help you to escape, or substances that help you to imagine. And I'm not judging, but everybody comes to this earth to do a different experience. But you may be somebody that values weed, mushrooms, that sort of thing as well. So you may place a value on that. Why? Because that helps you may be somebody that loves to go on a ayahuasca retreat or something like that. Why? Because that allows you to tap into your subconscious and pull out something that may help you solve a problem or create something new. So those are the second house through that concludes the second house through the signs. All right, I'm gonna jump over, read some comments, and then we're gonna talk about Taurus through the houses. Let's see what's going on in the comments, y'all. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Got George Bria. What's up, George? Got China Nunez. What's up, China? Vegas. All right, what's up? We got Vegas in the house. Simply V, thank you for being here tonight. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So it looks like I'm caught up with the what's up, Ashley? Thank you for being here tonight. All right, so looks like I'm caught up with the I don't see anything new, y'all. So I'm gonna keep the train moving. Thank y'all for being here. If y'all haven't done so already, y'all, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's gonna alert more people and let them know that we're live tonight and broadcasting some information that may help them or just entertain them, right? Because for entertainment purposes only, right? A lot of people like to say that. All right, let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. So now we're going to talk about the area of your life that will be most affected by this full moon cycle, and also based on how strong your inner knowing was when you planted your new moon manifestation seeds back during the new moon and Taurus cycle some 6 months ago. Y'all, we were on here, we were doing this, we talked about it. I know the seeds that I planted, and I'm telling y'all, I've seen just remember these full moon, as we're approaching these full moon cycles, we start to see these things show up days before the actual peak of that transit. So before we hit the peak of the full moon in Taurus, some of you guys are already seeing the manifestation of the seeds that you planted 6 months ago. Now, remember the scripture from Matthew 6:6, pray in secret and the Father will reward you openly. Y'all don't go in the comments and tell everybody what seeds you were planting. That ain't none of their business. But what you can do is you can say, hey, you know what? What I planted and with the intentions that I set 6 months ago, I'm seeing them coming. I'm seeing them come online. Wow. I'm gonna be the first one to give y'all a wow, because the seeds that I planted 6 months ago, I started seeing them blossom 2 days ago, and it's still blossoming. And I'm like, y'all, I'm a living testimony that this stuff works. This is what you should be doing during a new moon. This is what you should be doing. But notice that I said in the comment here, also based on how strong your inner knowing. Notice I didn't call it faith, because some people still get faith misconstrued. They still think that faith is belief. Belief and knowing are two different things. Faith is a product of your chakra number 3, which is your solar plexus chakra, your inner sun, your gut. Your gut always knows. So faith is a product of your gut. It's not a product of your hoping. Oh, I hope and believe in my heart that this thing's gonna happen for me. No, you gotta put your back into it. Okay, what Ice Cube saying that song some years ago? You can do it. Put your back into it. Okay, you gotta put your back into it when you are intention setting. Faith is you standing up in it. You standing on business. Since we're talking about Taurus, Taurus is the most stable and secure energy across all 12 zodiac signs. When a Taurus stands 10 toes down, you're not going to move them. You're not going to move them. So when you're talking about faith, you got to put your feet down and say, this thing is going to happen for me. You got to declare it. You got to mean it. Like my man C.T. Fletcher with his motivational weightlifting videos, he said, you got to command that muscle to grow. You got to command it. Don't say my muscle won't grow. Command that mother to grow. Y'all go watch some C.T. Fletcher videos. He put that in the chat for y'all that ain't never seen him. Now, he's had a heart transplant over the last few years, but go watch some of his, and he's coming. He gets stronger every day, but look at some of his old videos. Y'all look at some of C.T. Fletcher's old videos. If you can't get motivated from that, C.T. said, listen, don't come up in here talking about, I hope my muscles grow. He said, command them to grow. That's the energy you got to have when you're talking about faith. Faith is an inner knowing, sight unseen. I don't need to see it. I know it happened. That's the scripture. That's the scriptural example we have with the Roman centurion, where he asked the Messiah to heal his servant because he was sick. He said, all right, man, show me where you stay. Where your house at, man? I'll come through with you. He like, nah, bro. Nah. I ain't even worthy for you. I ain't even worthy for you to come in my house, man. Look, just say the word and I know my servant gonna be healed. He said, wow, I ain't seen that kind of faith right here among these people that I came here for. I came here for them and they ain't got that kind of faith. All right, man, go on about your business. Your servant is healed. Got back home, saw a servant up and around. He inquired what time was it that he recovered and got up and around. There's like, oh, it was about an hour. And he knew that was the same hour. He said, go thy way. Your servant is healed. That's what faith is. That was for somebody. I had to take that detour. Okay. So again, when we go through these houses, we're talking about the area of your life that will be most affected by this full moon cycle, and also based on how strong your inner knowing, aka faith, your inner knowing was when you planted that new moon manifestation seed during the new moon cycle 6 months ago, new moon and Taurus cycle 6 months ago. All right. If you planted it wishy-washy and you ain't getting nothing, well, it's because you planted it wishy-washy. When you went out there, pardon me, y'all, when you went out there and you worked with that earth element, when you stood out there barefooted in that earth, or you sat with your back to that tree, or however you worked with earth, you know, during the new moons, you work with the element. That's the real power. That's the real flex, working with the element. That's a hack. That supercharges it. Work with the element that matches the moon. So when y'all went out there with that new moon in Taurus 6 months ago, if you set that intention from your gut, 10 toes down, I shall have this. This is going to show up in my reality. This is what I command. Work with me, earth. Bring this into my existence. I command this to come forth. Then you're seeing it. But if you set that intention and you're not seeing it, it's because you said it half-heartedly, or you said it not knowing if you was going to get it. You see the difference? Faith is knowing. You said it not knowing if it was going to happen. Well, you that's like throwing seeds on stony ground. That's like dropping some seeds on concrete, expecting it to sprout. It might sprout if the wind blows it through a crack. The crack is wide enough and some water gets in it. But when you're talking about faith, you ain't talking about might, nothing. You're talking about will. This will happen for me. Okay. So now let's go through these houses. Let me check off my list here. All right, let's go through these houses now. Taurus. Okay. Let's say 109. What's my clock showing here? Let's say 109.40. Taurus in the first house. If you got Taurus in your first house during this full moon cycle, you can look to see the appearance of something physical, something luxurious, if you will, y'all. Something luxurious. Let me jump over here to my notes, okay? We're talking about bringing in stability, value, and beauty that you can touch. Stability, value, and beauty that you can touch. That's what I'm gonna work from. Stability, value, and beauty that you can touch. So if you've got Taurus in your first house, you can look for something to appear that's going to bring stability to who you are. That first house sits at the top of your chart. It touches everything that remains in your chart. Your chart ruler, if you got Taurus in the first house, is Venus. Okay. So your whole life is touched with that Venusian Taurian energy about you want to see beauty and luxury in every area of your life. Well, based on what you manifest, and some of this could just be gifts from the universe. Maybe you didn't even have to manifest it. I'm not somebody that's so rigid saying, oh, well, if you didn't manifest this, it's not going to show up. No, it just could be a gift from the universe. God might just favor you. And in this season, it might just be that, hey, you know what? You didn't manifest this 6 months ago, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because I like how you move. You're at that right vibration. You're at the right frequency. You're at the frequency where I live. Okay? You're at that frequency where I live. You're high. Your vibrations are high. I'm just going to give it to you anyway, whether you manifested it or not. Because you can get like that too. Sometimes, raise your hand if you get stuff that you didn't ask for. Things that make you feel better. Things that make you feel good. Raise your hand if you get stuff that you didn't ask for. It's because you were planting seeds through your actions. You were planting seeds to be rewarded through your actions. So whether if you manifested it by faith, you're gonna get it. But on top of that, guess what? You might just be getting blessed or gifted from the Most High, from the universe, just because I like you. The Most High said, you know what? That's my daughter right there. I like her. That's my son right there. I like him. Everything I ask or expect of them, they deliver it and then some. I gotta bless them. The universe ain't gonna be balanced if I don't bless them. Okay? So if you got Taurus in your first house, I know I took y'all down the side street. If you got Taurus in your first house, we're talking about things that bringing in stability, value, and beauty that you can touch. Guess what? You probably ladies, you probably got some new look. This you could expect to see your physical beauty just enhanced. Okay, somebody might gift you with a new makeup look or something like that, or you might just get some new wardrobe or something, something that how you show up. Okay, but it's going to bring stability to that appearance too. Stability to your who I am, who you are, is going to be stabilized and grounded. There ain't gonna be no mistake now. Hey, you know what, man? Boom, they showed up. They big stepping. They're big stepping. Remember, Taurus is luxury energy. So you showing up now, big stepping. You're gonna be gifted with something. If you did manifest it, but you're in the right vibration, you're gonna be gifted with something that's gonna make you look like a big stepper. Okay. Not only that, it's gonna bring stability to your whole chart. It's gonna stabilize every area of your life if you got Taurus sitting in your first house, and that's what you manifested, or you're at the right frequency and vibration. The Most High gonna bring stability to your entire existence. Okay, value, you're gonna appear more valuable. You don't be surprised if people say, "Hey, you know what? I want to go over and talk to that person. It's just something about them, something about the way they look. Hey, I want you to come in and help represent us. You look good. Okay, you got the look, the appearance that we're looking for." This is going to help us with our brand. These are just some ideas, y'all. These are just some ideas. You also might have just gotten that much more beautiful. You might have walked out of your house and you didn't even know why everybody's staring at you. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right? Congratulations. We're talking about that appearance, talking about what's sitting at the top of your chart, talking about every area of your life. Stability to who you are. Stabilized. There's no doubt. No questioning who you are. Boom, this is who I am. Like it or not, we here. Boom. Yeah, love it. And I look good. And my clothes look good on me. And my clothes look good on me. And I'm let me pull it back. Let me pull it back. You got Taurus in that first house of appearances. You're big stepping right now. Let me move on to the second house, y'all. 11440. 11440. If you got Taurus in your second house, okay? If you got Taurus in your second house, that's the natural placement for you. That is the natural placement for you. You're going to be bringing in stability to your finances, okay? Your financial situation is stabilizing with this full moon. I hope you manifested that. I hope you knew what you were working with during the new moon. But if you didn't, but you've been putting in that type of work that the universe says I got the reward, you're getting stability coming to your finances. Okay. You're getting value added to your finances. Okay. You're getting value added to your finances. You're getting more beautiful things coming into your house, into your environment. Remember, Taurus rules over beautiful things. Libra rules over beautiful sights, sounds, experiences. Okay. But Taurus rules over beautiful tangible things. It's an earth sign. So you're getting stability in your personal finance, okay? And you're also going to be bringing in things that just make you feel good, because the Tauruses like to feel good. They like that creature comfort, that self-care energy. So you're bringing in some things that add to your ability to give your self-care, okay? Adding value to what you have already, an increase to what you have already. But I like the stability piece of this. You're bringing stability to your possessions, to your personal finances. If your money been a little funny, if it's been fluctuating, look for it to stabilize now during this full moon cycle. That's if you have Taurus in your second house, okay? All right, let me move on to the third house. Third house, let's say 1, 16, 20. If you have Taurus in your third house, what were you bringing stability to? You're bringing stability to remember, the third house also rules over the conscious mind. Okay, you got the subconscious mind that lives in the 12th house, but you got the conscious mind that lives in the third house. So you're bringing some stability to your mind. Okay, all right, some stability to your mind, some stability, some stabilizing, some stability to your communication. All right, you're stabilizing, you're locking in that communication. Those of you who are my writers, if you're writers out there, if you're a writer, whether it's a songwriter or you're a journalist, or you author books or whatever, maybe you've been having a tough time with that. It's not been as easy for you. You're locking it in now. It's locking in now. This full moon is bringing stability to your ability to communicate, whether it be it via voice or via written communication. Okay, via written communication, but also knowledge. You're bringing in some knowledge that's going. If you've got Taurus in your third house, you are bringing in some material also that's going to add to your ability to be able to communicate, or it's going to bring in something that's going to help you to learn about money and finance as well. Okay, it's going to help you to learn about money, finance, things that are of that second house. I know it's in the third house, but things of that second house nature. You're gonna see information pour into your reality that's going to help you to add value to your life. Third house rules over communication. All right, so Taurus in the third house, not just about stability, but also bringing in things that help that increase value, bringing information to you that help you to increase value. Okay, might be a good time for you to go and talk to your financial advisor. Might be a good time for you to go communicate with your financial advisor if you have Taurus in your third house. Second two, that's probably what I tried to slip out. Second two, if you've got Taurus in the second house, this may be a good time to talk to your financial advisor if you have one, or if you run your own finances. Just go look. That information is gonna find you. Just go look for it. You ain't gonna have to look hard. It might land in your inbox. You might roll across a reel on Instagram. You might roll across a TikTok video that's bringing you information that's going to help you to increase your finances. Okay. All right. Or information that's going to help you increase some sort of tangible good or something. Okay. You could also be bringing in just, I don't know, something beautiful in the area of communication. And again, I don't want to get too hung up on the tangible thing, because Taurus is about value as well. So I know we just went through the value statement with what you have in the second house, but also if you got Taurus in your third house, that you value, you also value information that has to deal with money and things of that nature. So look for it to come in. Okay, and those are just some themes. If you want an exhaustive list, you can check one of your available online resources, or you can check in with some. Listen, y'all, I study astrology, but I also got astrologers that I follow because it's too big. You can't know it all. It's as vast as the universe. You can't know it all. Okay, so always supplement what I'm telling you guys with other sources as well to get a more holistic picture. Okay, so let's go to Taurus in the fourth, 120.05. 2005. If you have Taurus in your fourth house, okay, you got Taurus in your fourth house, that's going to bring stability to your home life. This full moon is going to bring stability to your home life. Okay, you may have more money pouring into your home. Okay, you may have your home may increase in value. Your home may increase in value some type of way. some type of way. I haven't looked lately at what the market is doing, what the housing market is doing, but your home may be increasing in value, or you may be adding something. You may be adding value. You may be getting a new kitchen, a new bathroom, some new flooring or something. Okay. Those are some themes if if you've got Taurus in your fourth house. Okay. So you may also be this full moon may be bringing you some things in that are of sentimental value, because the fourth house rules over our emotions as well. The fourth house rules over our emotions. So you may be this full moon in Taurus could be bringing in some things that are of sentimental value to you. All right. Or Taurus, again, Taurus is about money. Sometimes you you could be getting an emotional upgrade with a huge check that comes in. I'm just saying. Okay. You've been down on your luck, like, Lord, I don't know what's going. And then boom, somebody you open up and this class action, because you were part of this class action suit. Here's a check in your mailbox for $1,000. I've heard it. I've heard it. I've gone out to the mailbox and gotten checks that were, they're not super huge, but at least three figures. At least three figures. Yeah, I just told y'all I was Scorpio in the second house, right? So I ain't giving y'all that number, but at least three figures. I've gotten checks from class action suits that I'd completely forgotten about, that were like years ago. Say, hey, this came through. You were a part of this class. Here's your check or whatever. Sign it. Go take it to the bank. Wow, I didn't even know that was coming. So that if that lifts your emotions or lifts your mood, then that fits. That fits here with having Taurus in the fourth house. So again, the fourth house rules over emotions. It rules over family, your home, that sort of thing. So, and Taurus, with Taurus being material goods and just things that bring value, things that add value, things that add stability, you could be getting some stability in your home life as well, or some stability in your emotions. Okay, your emotions could be stabilized. If your emotions been all over the place for whatever reason, it could have to deal with family, it could have to deal with relationships, it could have to deal with the job. Those are three areas that typically everybody's emotional about, one way or the other. You're either happy, or you're angry, or you're bored, or whatever. We get emotions in life tied to those three primary areas that have to deal with family, relationships, or the job. You know what I mean? So those are some themes or whatever. But anyway, you may be getting, if your emotions have been all over the place, you may be finally seeing some stability coming to your heart chakra. Okay. The heart chakra blockage is removed. If you had any heart chakra blockages, removed, and stability coming in. Okay. All right. That is Taurus in the fourth house. If you have Taurus in the fifth house, let's say this is 1/23/25. If you have Taurus in your fifth house, fifth house ruled by Leo. Okay. You could have some stability coming to the things that, again, with stability to your fifth house is going to look like, finally you're getting, again, when I look at stability. And the thing with astrology that y'all have to remember, I talk about this a lot on here, y'all, but the thing you have to remember with astrology is, because there are so many variables in each one of these houses, and so many variables with each one of these planetary energies, you gotta match them up and align them with what goes where. Okay, so sometimes some of these themes may apply, sometimes they don't. Okay, I'll give you a case in point. I'm a Vedic Sagittarius sun, and when I know people I know that are Sagittariuses, they love to travel. They're on the next plane. They're booking their next vacation while they're on vacation. Me, I don't love travel like that. I don't know if it's because I'm not a tropical Sagittarius, but I do love the other Sagittarius themes, like wisdom and higher knowledge. So that's the point I'm making. Just because somebody's a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising doesn't mean that they like to travel. They might have that other Sagittarian theme that is more of a highlight in their life versus one or the other. So I had to say that. So now, when you're talking about having Taurus in your fifth house, when I'm talking about stability with that, I look at the fifth house theme of confidence, strength, determination, confidence, that Leo energy. So you could be seeing stability coming in with regards to stabilizing that gut, that inner knowing, that faith, that inner knowing, that sight unseen, that self-confidence. Self-confidence lives in the fifth house as well. Things that make us feel confident, things that we're passionate about, things that bring out that inner child. So you could be, if you're talking stability, it's probably going to be in the area of stabilizing your confidence in yourself, stabilizing your ability to shine. Okay. but you're also looking at, with Taurus in your 5th house, you're bringing in things, or perhaps even money, or the ability to be able to be more creative. Okay, you're bringing, you may be creating things of value. You may be creating things of value that you can sell if you're an artist. Okay, our artistic gifts tend to live in that 5th house as well. Our artistic gifts tend to live in that 5th house as well. So you could be bringing in, again, things that are this full moon in Taurus could be bringing in things, tangible things that are gonna make things that you feel passionate about, things that are gonna make you feel alive. That 5th house is those are the things that make us feel alive. So you could be getting some things in. I'm doing this, that I don't mean that just to say money. I'm doing that to say tangible things that you can hold in your hand that make you feel alive. That's what this full moon could be bringing in for you. Okay. Taurus, again, is grounded earth energy. The 5th house is about children as well. So I don't know. I mean, anytime I'm looking at the 5th house is activation as well. Sometimes with this full moon, you could be getting news that you might be pregnant or something. I don't know. That's a possibility as well. That is a possibility as well. But things, tangible things, beauty that you can touch that is going to make you feel alive, something that you feel passionate about, something that's fun for you, something that is fun. It's something that's gonna give you the ability to have more fun. Money gives us the ability to do a lot of things, and Taurus rules over money as well. So you could be getting some monetary resources in that's going to help you to go out and do more things that are fun for you. Okay, or things that allow you to be romantic. Hey, you know what, man? I want to go and not only perhaps receive something that is of a romantic nature, but maybe be on the giving end of that. If you've got Taurus in that 5th house, you may present something beautiful, some jewelry to somebody that you're trying to woo. You know, hey, I want it, man. I want this girl to know how I feel about her. Let me go give her this. Or ladies, you know, you might be the opposite for you. Taurus energy also, again, is about homey type stuff. Tauruses love food. You might be baking something or making a dinner and presenting it to somebody in a romantic setting or something of that nature. These are just some ideas for if you have Taurus in your 5th, but those are some things that this full moon could be bringing into your experience or your reality. Okay. For more information, just do a search, look up the 5th house and see what lives there. Okay. I'm not trying to go through every last one of them. Now, let's say 12810, Taurus in the 6th. If you have Taurus in your 6th house, then guess what? You're getting stability to your daily routines, stability to your tasks, job stability. If your job situation has been in flux, then guess what? You got something now coming in that's going to allow you to finally have some stability in your job situation. Things that you do on a day-to-day basis. If it's been scattered, it's stabilized now. If it's been shaky, it's stabilized now. This full moon is bringing that in. Okay, bringing value to your daily task or bringing value to your health. Okay, this Taurus full moon could be bringing it could be making you appear more beautiful as well. I know that's more the 1st house, but guess what? When you are healthy, you look better. You ever seen a good looking sick person? I'll wait. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't never seen a good looking sick person. I've seen some good looking people that were sick, but I ain't never seen I ain't never seen that good looking person look good when they're sick. Okay. So health is wealth. Health is wealth. Taurus is wealth and health is wealth. So that's an auspicious sign to have Taurus in your 6th house. You could be getting some stability to your health, some stability to your daily routines. Okay. Some stability to your, if you've had a lot of clutter in your environment, this could be bringing stability to that and helping you to now get that environment organized. But guess what? There could be some wealth, some monetary resources that are coming in during this full moon cycle that are going to help you with that are going to help you to be more healthy, that are going to help you to be more organized, perhaps some monetary resources that are coming in to make your daily tasks that much more enjoyable. Okay, you could be changing jobs. You could be moving to a more beautiful workplace. Okay, you could be beautifying your this full moon in Taurus could be bringing beauty into your workplace, tangible beauty. Tangible beauty. I'm not talking about the Libra type beauty where it's like, okay, wow, my place looks and feels beautiful now. It's balanced. No, I'm talking about that Taurus energy of, hey, you know what? I've just upgraded. I've upgraded my desks. I got new paint in here. I've got new furnishings. I got new plants. Now my work environment, my workplace now is more beautiful because I've got this full moon cycle has brought new tangible items into my workspace to make it more beautiful. Okay. All right, those are some themes with Virgo, okay? And again, you could also this also could be bringing in things that you could be getting some information in as well. Virgo deals with information. How do we know Virgo deals with information? Because Virgos analyze information, and Virgo's ruled by Mercury, which rules over the sign of Gemini and Virgo. Mercury is about information and communication, okay? So that could be something that's coming in as well if you have Taurus in your 6th house, okay? Getting information in, or you could be getting information that's also going to add value to your bottom line with Taurus in that 6th house. Taurus in that 6th house, some of y'all with Taurus in the 6th house, you work in real estate as well. Why, Matt? Why? I thought real estate was 4th house. I just sat up there and talked about real estate acquisitions being a 2nd house function. So a lot of my people out there that have Taurus in the 6th house of daily tasks, daily routines, our job, not career like the 10th, but the job. Some of you with Taurus in the 6th house work in real estate as well. Some of you do. All right. All right. I see a question here. Bernadette said, what does MC in a house? MC is your midheaven. That's I think it stands for Medio Coeli or something like that, but it's basically your midheaven, and that's your 10th house. So when you see MC in the chart, that's your 10th house. Just so you know, Bernadette, the IC is the 4th house, the MC is the 10th house. So whatever your MC is, whatever your 10th house sign is. Just so hopefully that answers your question. Now, let me keep it moving. Where am I? 7th house. Let's say 13240. 13240. If you have Taurus in your 7th house, then you're going to be a Scorpio rising with Taurus in the 7th house, and that is bringing stability to your relationships. This new moon, I keep saying new moon. This full moon in Taurus could be bringing stability into your relationship situation. All right. It could also be stabilizing some legal situation you may have going on. If you got anything going on of a legal nature, this Taurus in this 7th house could be bringing some tangible. It could, if you got Taurus in the 7th house and you've got any type of legal situation going on, any type of lawsuit situation going on, or any type of arbitration or anything that has to deal with money, this could be your winning season. This full moon in Taurus could be delivering a victory to you in that area. That 7th house is where justice, where the law lives, as well as partnerships, and Taurus being about money and material possessions. If you have Taurus in your 7th house and you're dealing with legal situations, this could be the set off. This could bring it home for you. This full moon in Taurus energy could be bringing that home for you. And I'm excited for you if that's the case, okay? But also, so it could be bringing stability to your relationships as well. Any type of relationship situation or dynamic that you have going on, Taurus 7th house, this could be bringing some stability now to your relationships. It could be bringing material value into your relationships. It could be bringing material value into your businesses. You could see an increase in your business, okay? You could see financial increase in your business. You could see more money coming into your relationship, your marriage, that sort of thing as well. Okay. You could be bringing more physical beauty into the experience with you and your partner. Okay. More physical beauty could be coming in to the experience with you and your partner. You and your partner may be acquiring a new home. Again, acquisitions of real estate. Taurus rules over that 2nd house of acquisitions. So you're talking about bringing and acquiring. You and your partner could be acquiring some land. You could be acquiring a new home. Okay. Could be selling a new home and getting money for it, or you could be selling your home and getting money for it. We don't know. These are some themes that could be coming in with this full moon in Taurus in your 7th house. Okay. If you get a gift, you get a gift of value from your partner, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Okay. All right. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right. Thank you, Beauty of Core Physics. Thank you. Let's keep this moving. So now you've got let's say 135, 35, 135, 35, Taurus in your eighth house. Okay. If you have Taurus in your eighth house, what's the eighth house? The eighth house is transformation. The eighth house is where we go to recharge. The eighth house is the house of things that we magnetize to us. Okay, the eighth house is whatever you have in your eighth house, that tends to be what you magnetize into your reality. Okay, the eighth house is also the house of inheritance. So this is an auspicious time if you have Taurus in your eighth house. You could be, this full moon could be unraveling an inheritance that you have. Okay, something that's going to bring value. You're going to magnetize something of value to you. Okay, that eighth house, Taurus in that eighth house, you could be bringing in something. The eighth house is the house of shared resources. So guess what? Somebody could be sharing a large sum of money, or a large sum of something valuable with you. If you could be inheriting a piece of land or a piece of real estate if you have Taurus in your eighth house. Okay, this is a very auspicious time. You could be magnetizing something that is tangibly beautiful to you. It could be clothing, could be fine linens, it could be a nice car. You'd be getting a nice car, nice new vehicle, something tangible beauty that's coming in for you. Okay, ladies, you may be getting a whole new, you may be magnetizing to you a whole new wardrobe or something like that. Or, the eighth house is also about self-care as well. So, you could be, this full moon could be bringing in some things that help you to better take care of yourself, to better nurture yourself, better, like, hey, you know what, man, that eighth house, yeah, I'm an eighth house Taurus. I like to say, look, the eighth house is where you go to recharge. Taurus is the energy of self-care. I'm like, look, I got to block myself off from the world when I need to recharge. If you two are an eighth house Taurus, you know about that. You getting that Taurus energy when you need to recharge. So this full moon could be bringing in something that's going to something physical or tangible that's going to help you to rejuvenate you, or to help you to transform. Okay, Taurus in the eighth could attract the type of money that helps you to transform your life, or to transform yourself, or to transform somebody else's life. That eighth house is ruled by Scorpio. That's about transformation. Okay. All right. I won't deal with the sacred energy exchange part too much with Taurus. That I don't, I mean, I can't, I'm not going to try to make a connection with that. That's not resonating with me right now. I mean, but I'm and I'm talking to my other Tauruses, eighth house Tauruses out there. That part's not resonating, because Taurus deals more with if that was Libra, I would say, yeah, perhaps, but Taurus is more that tangible physical items. Okay. So the other thing too, Taurus in the eighth house, you're bringing stability into your, this is stabilizing your ability to manifest. If your manifestations have been off, you've been having some difficulty manifesting. Okay. That eighth house is sacral chakra energy as well. So, and we know that manifestation manifestation requires those feminine energy zones of the sacral chakra and the heart chakra to be unblocked and online and firing completely for you to be able to fully manifest. So if you've had some difficulty manifesting and you have Taurus in the eighth house, this full moon in Taurus could also be removing the blockages that have been preventing or making it difficult for you to manifest whatever it is that you want to bring into your reality. That manifestation lives in that eighth house too. So if you've had some blocks to your manifestation capabilities, this full moon in Taurus is activating the removal of the blockages that you may have had in your sacral and your heart chakra, thus opening up your ability to manifest and bring everything into your reality that you desire. So this is that's a very auspicious placement for you if you have Taurus in your eighth house. And those are just some themes. All right. Let me keep it moving on to the ninth house. All right. Let's see, 140 on the ninth house. Okay. If you got Taurus in your ninth house, you got Taurus in that ninth house. First of all, y'all know I like that ninth house is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter's about expansion. It's about gifts. Y'all, I love Taurus in the ninth house, because if you got Taurus in the ninth house, you already gifted at spotting value. Okay, You're already gifted at spotting value. You're gifted when it comes to money. You're gifted when it comes to financial things of that nature as well. So let's talk about a couple of themes here. First, stability. If you got Taurus in your ninth house, you are now bringing stability into your higher mind. Okay, that higher consciousness, that ability to be enlightened, that Christ religion, not this traditional man-made stuff. I'm talking about that spiritual, energetic Christ consciousness religion, the religion of the Messiah, the religion of Yeshua or Yahushua or whatever name, Yashia, whatever name you use, Jesus, whatever name you use. Okay, I'm talking about the religion that he taught. He taught true ninth house religion. The rabbis weren't teaching ninth house religion. Okay, the priests, rabbis, preachers, imams, the clergy people today, they don't teach ninth house religion, but religion lives in the ninth house. So they preach Jesus, but they're preaching his life. They're not preaching what he taught. Oh, he taught love. No, let's get down into the nitty gritty. That's too high level. That's too vanilla. Let's get into how the life-changing stuff that he was really teaching that was breaking people free from the bonds of religion. Let's talk about that. Y'all, I don't know why I get so passionate about that. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to hit that mute button. I don't know why I get so passionate about that. Y'all know I tend to get stuck in that ninth house sometimes and just spend a little bit of time with that. Maybe that's because I'm a Vedic Sagittarius. Maybe it's because I have Mercury in Sagittarius and a Venus in Sagittarius. So I got a lot of passion for that. I do. Anyway, let me get off of that. Let me get back to y'all, okay? If you got Sagittarius, I'm sorry, if you got Taurus in your ninth house, this new moon cycle could be bringing stability to that higher mind, that higher consciousness. It could also be bringing in for you some resources that allow you to go teach, go learn higher stuff, go learn higher, get hired to acquire higher knowledge. Okay, you could be bringing in this full moon in Taurus could be bringing in the resources that are going to allow you to tap into that higher knowledge. All kind of spiritual burps happening right now. Okay, all kind of synchronicities, all kind of spiritual burps. You could be nose itching. Everything's going off right now for some reason. This is hot for somebody. I don't know who this is for, but this is for somebody. You could this full moon in Taurus could be bringing in the ability, the materials that allow you to go and travel, the materials that allow you to go and go to faraway places, or maybe just allow you to again be free. Be free. When I see Taurus in the ninth house, to me is that screams financial freedom as well. Taurus in the ninth house, that's like Sagittarius in the second. Taurus in the ninth to me is like Sagittarius in the second. That's like financial freedom. So this full moon in Taurus could finally be activating financial freedom in your life. The freedom to expand and enlarge your financial ability, your financial capabilities, your financial gifts. It could be an expansion of beautiful, tangible items, things of value, things that you consider luxury. Okay, that ninth house is about expansion. It's ruled by Jupiter, so it's about expansion. It's also about gifts. So guess what? This full moon in Taurus could be. It could be gifting you money. This full moon in Taurus could be gifting you money if you've got Taurus in your ninth house. Or it could give you the ability to gift somebody else money or things that are of value. Things that beautiful things that bring beauty, that Venusian energy into your environment. Things that you can look at, things that you can touch, things that you can hold that bring that Venusian energy into your environment. Okay? Stability in that ninth house. Stability, the ability to anchor your feet down and say, okay, I'm stabilized. Now I can move about as I need to in order to acquire more value. And the ninth house ruled by Jupiter. Also, to remember, when you're acquiring, you need to give too, to be balanced. If you're acquiring and you're not giving, it's going to be taken away from you. The universe is balanced. Okay. So if you're and that ninth house energy is about abundance too, because Sagittarius energy is huge. is huge. So anything you touch turns to gold. Anything you touch turns to gold. So guess what? If you got Taurus in your 9th house, you have the ability to expand. You have the ability to touch and expand things that are value. You can expand value in your life and people's and other people's lives as well. So I don't know what you manifested 6 months ago, but this full moon could be bringing it in if your faith was in the right place back then. But even if it wasn't, remember what I said at the beginning of this video. When the Most High favors you, you're going to get it anyway. You're going to get it anyway, okay? All right? Appreciate that, Cassandra. I do. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. So now let's move in. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's go to Taurus in the 10th house. Let's say 14610. Taurus in the 10th house, all right? If you got Taurus in your 10th house, what stability? You got stability coming to your career. You finally got some stability coming to your career. That 10th house is the house of career. It's what we do away from home. Okay. You finally got some stability coming to your career space. All right. Taurus in the 10th house could also mean a luxurious, not a luxurious career. What am I saying? It could mean financial abundance in your career. Financial abundance. Okay. So depending on what you manifested, it could mean financial abundance in your career. It could also mean this full moon in Taurus could be bringing you in the financial capabilities or the resources, the financial resources in order for you to do something different career-wise, or in order for you to achieve something or overcome a hurdle that you've been trying to get over. Remember that 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. So it could come with it could have been delayed. Taurus in the 10th house sometimes means delayed gratification. Taurus in the 10th house sometimes means delayed gratification. But guess what? Guess what that full moon in Taurus does? It activates it. It brings it in. So whatever that delayed gratification was, look for it. Look for it now, depending on what you manifested or depending on your vibration, your frequency. All right. That 10th house is about success, achievement. So you could finally be achieving that financial status that you were looking for. This full moon could be bringing that in for you. Okay. This full moon could be bringing that in. It could be bringing beauty to, you could finally be overcoming and achieving that tangible beauty. Okay. Man, I finally got this. I've been working at this for the longest. I finally brought it in. I finally got it. Okay. That's a great, that it also could be bringing you in the money or resources that you need to solve a problem. Whatever that problem is for you, I'm not even going to try to speculate. Only you know what that is. Okay. Whatever that problem was for you, that this full moon in Taurus could be bringing in the money and resources to help you finally crack the code or overcome that obstacle that you had in your way. Y'all know I get excited and geeked up about 10th house stuff and Capricorn stuff because I'm a Capricorn. So we always trying to overcome some obstacle or help somebody overcome theirs or whatever. All right. So Taurus in the 11th, I'm going to say 148.45. These timestamps will be added at the end of this video within up to 24 hours. Okay. 148.45 on that. If you have Taurus in your 11th house, guess what? That could be stability coming to your group participation, your group activity. Okay. You probably are representing a member of or representing or leader of a group or something that is the situation has been shaky or whatever. Okay. Situation has been shaky. It's not been really stable. This full moon in Taurus could be bringing stability to that. It could also be bringing in finances. You probably could be getting donations if it's a humanitarian cause or something like that. This full moon in Taurus could be bringing in abundance of donations that are helping you with some charitable cause. Okay. Full moon in Taurus. Listen, Taurus in the 11th house. That the 11th house is where surprises live because it's ruled by Uranus. So you could be getting some unexpected money. All right. On top of what's coming later this month when Uranus stations retrograde in Taurus. That's a beautiful. I'm looking for that one to come in. I mean, because it's once it goes back direct next year, it's going to be there for it's going to be in Uranus is going to be in Gemini for 7 years. We've already had a taste of that Uranus and Gemini energy. Uranus is about to go retrograde into the sign of Taurus. So you're going to be seeing some unexpected money and acquisitions coming in to a lot of people's realities when it's Uranus retrograde. Remember, retrograde is about spinning a block and hitting somebody off that didn't get hit off the last time it was there. Retrograde comes in and plays cleanup. You know, I know we didn't get to everybody before we moved into Gemini, but we're getting ready to move this Uranus backwards into the sign of Taurus, and we're going to pick up everybody else that didn't get there as the last time. I love that spinning the block energy. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. I just don't like to see it in the natal chart on my own where I see a retrograde there, because that means I didn't do something. I didn't complete something the last time I was here. That's how Matt looks at retrogrades on a natal chart. But that's a story for another day. All right. Okay, so with Taurus in your 11th house, you could be seeing some unexpected money, some unexpected valuables, some unexpected finance. So you could be seeing this full moon in Taurus could be bringing stability to your group participation, your group activity. Okay, all right, your representation, you're being that rebel for a cause. Okay, that rebel for a cause. You're finally going. This could be bringing in some insight that's going to allow you to stand 10 toes down on breaking free from the norm, breaking away from tradition. Why does the 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, why is that energy about breaking away from tradition? Well, because for some reason tradition isn't serving the best interest for everybody else. So what is the Most High? What is the universe? What does God do? What does Source do? What does the divine do? They bring in that Aquarian energy, that fearless Aquarian energy that says, hey, there's a better way to do this that's going to benefit everybody, not just you, mister. Not just you, ma'am. That's why these wealthy people getting scared right now. I'm talking about the wealthy wicked that have been wicked and wealthy for a long time. They real nervous right now because Pluto's in Aquarius. They know they ain't going to make it out of there. If you're wicked, you ain't going to make it out of this transit with your stuff. That's what happens. That's how the universe stays balanced. So that's true if you got Taurus in your 11th house. This full moon cycle could be, I don't know what you manifested 6 months ago, but this full moon cycle could be bringing resources into, could be bringing financial donations into the groups that you represent. It could be bringing in fresh new energy of stability. All right, maybe you had some people or some individuals in that organization that were just keeping ruckus going all the time and just keeping the structure or the foundation of these organizations destabilized. Well, guess what? This full moon in Taurus cycle could be moving them out of the way, bringing stability to those groups. Okay, all right, and bringing in whatever resources that you need in order to make that experience successful. Okay. Or to make it not just successful, but beautiful. The successful is more Capricorn energy. Beauty is more that Taurus energy and stability. So you're bringing beauty and stability now to your group participation. Okay? That's Taurus in the 11th. And last but not least, we're at 153.20. Taurus in the 12th house. 153.20. If you got Taurus in the 12th house, this full moon in Taurus could be bringing stability into your subconscious mind, into your psyche. If you've been feeling a little scatterbrained, if you've been feeling like you all over the place, and I know several people, I got friends and family members who are Pisces, and sometimes they can be all over the place. And you're like, hey, let's ground this thing. I need you to get in your Virgo. I need you to get in your hidden Virgo and get grounded here, okay? In every Pisces, there's a hidden Virgo, okay? If you got Taurus in your 12th house, okay, that could be bringing stability to your subconscious mind. It could also mean, remember, the 12th house. I love that 12th house. The 12th house is a mystery, y'all. The 12th house is a mystery. I have to take my time when I'm looking at a natal chart with a bunch of 12th house placements. I have to take my time because the 12th house is where things are hidden. And a lot of times, that, like, when you look at the things that are hidden in the 8th house, okay, things that are hidden in the 8th house are things that we hide from people. All right, we don't. Yeah, I don't need you to see that. That's that scorpionic energy. That is self-directed hiding. But when you're talking about things that are hidden in the 12th house, that's the universe sometimes hiding those things from you. Okay? All right? The 12th house also, because it's ruled by Neptune, can have some delusion going on when you're in that low vibrational energy. Okay? So this could be the end of delusion. This Taurus energy could be bringing that grounded, stabilizing energy that's allowing you to see what's real versus what isn't. And the setup for that took place back in September. The setup took place in September with that blood moon eclipse in the sign of Pisces. So that helped to remove the illusion. So you're Gucci right now. You're good. You're good right now. If you got Taurus in that 12th house, you're good now, because now you can actually see what's real versus what isn't. All praises to the Most High for that transit we had with that blood moon eclipse in Pisces a couple months ago. Okay. So now, so again, with Taurus in your 12th house, you could also be getting a divine. I know inheritance lives in the 8th house, but when you talk about that 12th house, that stuff coming across from the 12th house bridge, I call it the 12th house bridge. It is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual, between this life and past lifetimes. Okay. So if you got Taurus in your 12th house, you could have done stuff in other lifetimes that you weren't rewarded for, that was scheduled for this particular lifetime. Remember, time as we know it exists inside these bodies, but then outside of these bodies, time does not exist. Only divine timing. Okay, there's no calendar in the ether. There's no clock per se, the way we look at it. It's not like 9 o'clock or something. It's not 10:40 Eastern in the ether. The ether doesn't see time the way we see it. It's only divine timing. So you could have done stuff in previous lifetimes that was to be rewarded in this lifetime. Okay. For example, it's so funny. I'm gonna tie two themes together with this just to put it in perspective for y'all. This is the last one, so I'm gonna take a little bit of time just to paint the picture for those of you that have Taurus in your 12th house. Okay. I remember watching a Paul Mooney, the famous now late Paul Mooney, a comedian that was talking about Oprah Winfrey. He was joking about how he didn't like Oprah, whatever. But anyway, he said in one of his comedy skits, he was talking about how Oprah is the reincarnation of an actress from a previous time, a previous generation named Hattie McDaniel that did a bunch of roles that didn't get her money or whatever. She didn't get paid because of how racist Hollywood was back then. And, back then, okay, I heard somebody say back then. But anyway, if you think it's that way now, they really weren't taking care of brown-skinned actors and actresses in Hollywood back then. They were working for peanuts by comparison to their clear-skinned, pale-skinned, white-skinned counterparts. So Paul Mooney said, Oprah Winfrey ain't nothing but Hattie McDaniel coming back to get her money. Oprah got her money. That's Hattie McDaniel coming back for her money. All right? Take that, move it to the side. Y'all hear me talk about this astrologer, this Vedic astrologer on here a lot, Joni Patri out of Texas, the blonde-haired lady that does the Vedic sidereal astrology. I watched a video that she put out maybe 7 years ago. I didn't watch it 7 years ago. I watched it recently, but the video is from like 5 or 7 years ago, something like that. But in this video, she talks about the millionaire placement in the birth chart. And she shows where if you have a certain placement in a birth chart, certain sign, certain degree in a natal chart, that is an indication that you are someone that is destined for to be very wealthy in this lifetime. In this video, she starts to go into some of these different celebrities and big name people that were millionaires and even billionaires, some of them, and what them having this placement in their natal chart. Well, Oprah was one of the people that she named, and Oprah had this placement in her Jupiter. Jupiter, that's the that's the energy of gifts. So she wasn't going to have to do anything per se to get it. So then when you look at how her life has turned out, and I'm not on here promoting her because some of the things I've heard, it makes me not a fan. Okay. But I ain't getting into nothing personal. I don't know her personally. I can just go off of some of the same stuff that a lot of you watching this video right now have heard. Okay. But I ain't here to talk about her personally. I'm just talking about she had that placement, that millionaire placement in her natal chart, and it was in her Jupiter, meaning she was going to be gifted that energetically. Now, nobody, quote unquote, gave her $1 million. She worked for it. But think about how that career path went for her versus other people that went that same path that aren't even in journalism anymore. Okay, she went from being news anchor type journalist or whatever, and then from that to the Oprah Winfrey Show, and the rest is history. Okay, so I say all of that to say, you bringing that back around, that is what Taurus in the 12th house can also look like. Okay, that could mean, hey, you got something that's coming into your reality based on, you got wealth or riches or whatever, or material possessions or abundance or value that's tied to past life energy. Okay. All right, don't start with me today. I do not have time, computer. I do not have time for this. Let me see. Hang on one second, y'all. I do not want to have a problem here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Storage. Oh, yeah, that would do it. Hang on 1 second, y'all. I gotta get something off of here. Give me 1 moment. Okay, let's get rid of that. And that. And let's get rid of that. I don't care about these. Well, let's go here. Let's go older. I certainly hope that I have backed up some of these files that I'm about to delete. Sorry, y'all. I just got a nasty message from my computer saying that, okay, I can delete that one. Saying I'm running a little low on disk space. This is what happens, y'all, when you got a bunch of video files that you haven't taken off your hard drive. All right, that should get me through the rest of this video. My apologies for that delay, but I don't like surprises, and I didn't want something to go haywire while I'm in the middle of this live stream. So, anyway, I wanted to give y'all that example. That's past Taurus in the 12th. So some of y'all that might be getting, y'all might be getting like abundance or financial abundance or material possessions that are tied to who you were in a previous lifetime. There could be something coming in from the ancestral realms, your ancestors gifting you with abundance, with materials, with money, whatever, beautiful, luxurious items. That could be Pisces in the 12th. Okay, this full moon in Taurus could also be bringing in value based on something that you imagined or dreamed up. Whatever it was that you imagined, whatever you dreamed, hey, I'm dreaming this for myself, that could be being delivered with this full moon in Taurus. Remember, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is about our visions and dreams. So you could have had a vision with regards to some sort of abundance or material wealth that is now going to come true during this full, or it's going to be activated so that it comes true during this full moon in Taurus transit. That's one thing. Okay. I'm talking about bringing the intangible from the imagination, whatever it was that you imagined 6 months ago, coming into fruition now, or just gifted to you because you that person. All right. But again, I like the stability. When you're talking about stability with this Taurian full moon, you're talking about stability to your subconscious. You also could be locking in your spiritual gifts as well. Remember, abundance and value isn't always money. You could be getting in an influx of spiritual gifts as well with that Pisces, with that Taurus in the 12th house. Okay. Or things that are going to add tangible value. Spiritual gifts, activation of spiritual gifts is going to bring about tangible value into your life. Okay. All right. Those are just some themes. And with that, let's see, 203, let's say 204. I'm going to put a time marker in here to wrap up at 204. All right. 204 wrap up. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to read some comments. I hope that you guys got something out of this video. Whatever sign you have in your second house, you'll be able to go back and rewatch this and click the timestamp for it and see what some of the themes are, things that you value based on what sign you have in your second house, and then go through Taurus through the houses. Find out what house you have Taurus in your natal chart, and look for some of these themes to appear during this full moon transit. Okay, a lot of y'all have been doing some profoundly excellent work with upgrading yourselves and building yourselves and working on yourselves and doing that self work and bringing your lower self into alignment with your higher self, y'all. I've been talking about that for years. That is how you tap into and access God mode. That's how you access God mode. When he said, let us make man in our own image and our own likeness, the image is the look, the likeness is the functionality. You have the ability to co-create with the universe and to speak things into existence in this physical reality. But you have to, in order to do that, one, you're going to have to be authentic. You're going to have to align yourself with the energy that is you. You can only know that by looking at your natal chart. You can kind of glean it through time and circumstance, but that's the long way around. The fast track, let me put that T in there. The fast track is understanding your natal chart. Who am I? What are my energies? What do I have in this position? Okay. Now, let me walk in alignment with that energy. Sometimes the people around us are distractions. You should be doing this like this. You should be doing this like that. Well, maybe they shouldn't be doing this like that because they're not you. Maybe they shouldn't because y'all are wired differently. You ever wonder why some people give you advice and tell you, hey, man, this is what you should do. This is what I did. This is what you should do. And it worked for them, but it didn't work for you. It's because they're telling you based on their own energy. You need to find out how you work. That's how you get it done. That's how you get it done. A duck can't swim like a human. A duck doesn't have arms. Okay? A human can try to swim like a duck, but he's not going to be as rapid. You don't have webbed feet. We don't have webbed fingers. See what I'm saying? So you got to do it. You got to move like you move. You got to move like you move. All right? All right, let me look at the comments, y'all, and we're going to get out of here. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Let me see. Let's see. All right, let me move past the okay, I don't have a lot of Cassandra said, thank you, self-help writers. I like that. Okay, I answered Bernadette's question about the MC. Beauty of core physics. Thank you. She said, Matt, you're so talented and funny. And thank you for your wisdom. Great info. I appreciate that, Beauty of core. I appreciate that. Let's see. She said, TNT love said, thank you, Matt. This is for me. I'm glad. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad. I'm always, it always gives me joy when the Most High uses me as a vessel to pour out something that somebody else needs. Because y'all, I'll be honest with y'all, be 100% transparent. When I come on here to do these full moon and these new moon videos, I don't know how they're going to affect y'all listening. A lot of times I'm like, okay, I know this placement, I know this astrology, but I don't know how well received it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to affect anybody that needs to hear it. So y'all always bring me joy when y'all tell me that this is something that's beneficial or you found benefit in it. So thank y'all for your comments. Please keep them coming. And I really appreciate when y'all comment underneath the videos after the lives end, because that helps out a lot as well. Sandra said, LOL, they're hiding out. They sure are. They're hiding out, but Amos chapter 9, they're going to get found out. They're hiding out, but they're going to get found out. She said, Matt, the astrological comedian. I try to keep it fun. She said they've officially gone underground. Yeah, for now, they can run, but they can't hide. Cassandra said, LOL, trust and know that they are clowns. They have nowhere to hide. Yup. You are welcome, Cassandra. You're very welcome. Miss Hotshot, my pleasure. Thank you. Bernadette, it was an honor. Lady Dagger Status, you're very welcome. And Light 66, you're welcome. Ladies, gentlemen, that's all I have for tonight. You all have a wonderful night. And if you haven't done so already, please tap that like button for me on the way out the door. And I'll end this like I end them all. If you're new to the channel and you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, and inspired, hit that subscribe button and make sure that your notification bell is set to all, so you'll be notified when I upload new content or when I go live. And last but not least, tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it, right? Love is a verb. It's a noun as well, but when we take care of the verb, the noun takes care of itself every time with love. Be the love you want to see. Be the love you want to see. You want to see more love in the world? Start radiating it, and there'll be more love in the world, right? And last but not least, I know I said this a few minutes ago, I'm going to say it again. The only way for you to arrive at your destiny is for you to operate in an energy of authenticity. If you're not being authentically you, you're not going to get there. Your destiny is looking for the version of you that it has on record in the ether, that it has on record in the Akashic Records library. It says, hey, you know what? This destiny is for them, but I can't see them because I'm looking at them by their energy. You know the tree by its fruits. They're not bearing the fruit that says this is who they are right here. They're down there acting like somebody else. I can't give them this as long as they're acting like somebody else, because this isn't for that somebody else. This is for them. This is for him. This is for her. I can't act like Bernadette and expect to get what's destined for me, because what's destined for me ain't for Bernadette. So if I'm acting like Bernadette, the thing that's destined for me is not going to come to me because I look like Bernadette. All right. I'm acting like Bernadette. But here's the funny thing. What's for Bernadette ain't going to come to me just because I'm acting like her, because I'm not her. I don't have her energetic frequency signature. So the only way you're going to arrive at your destiny is to operate in the energy of 100% authenticity. Be who you are. Don't worry about somebody. If somebody else is being successful in what they're doing, clap your hands for them. Clap your hands for them. Say, man, wow, you doing that. Man, wow, sis, you doing that. Wow, bro, you doing that. Be happy for them. Well, do your work. Do your work, okay? You can't turn in anybody's paper. When the teacher says pencils down, you can't. The only paper you can turn in is your own and the work that you did on that paper. You can't turn in nobody else's paper for them. You can take it up there, but you're not going to get graded on the work that they did, period, end of story. So that's all I got, man. Y'all have a great one, and thank y'all for joining me tonight. And again, these timestamps will be uploaded within 24 hours. Now, y'all know I spoil the people I love, so they might be there before midnight. We don't know. We'll see. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great night. Peace.